Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel again. This is Cloud Institution. So we are the best training providers. We are located in Bangalore. So now in this video we are going to see that how to connect, so Azure, the virtual machine, right? So we are going to connect to the Azure Linux virtual machine. Okay. So this is going to be a quick, demo session of how we can connect to the Azure virtual machine. So in the last video, if you can see, so we can just open the last session. So what we have done is that we have created a, the VNet. So we have created VNet, and under that we have created two subnets. Okay, so under two subnets, so this is subnet 1 and subnet 2, right? Subnet 1 and subnet 2. So in under each subnet we have, even though we have a two subnets, so we have created the one virtual machine under this subnet. Okay, so the subnet, so virtual machine under the subnet 1, so it was having the private IP address as well as the private IP as well as the public IP addresses, right? Public IP addresses both were having. Okay, so now we are going to see how to connect to this virtual machine using SSH and the serial console. Okay, so we are going to try two different ways that we can connect to that virtual machine. Okay, so let's go back to the console. As you can go back to the virtual machines. Okay, so this is the virtual machine which we have created last week. Yeah, so in the last video. Okay, so now we can see cloud institution VM1. Now as you can see here, so if you can click on connect. Okay, so if you can click on connect, so the Azure will give you various options to connect. Okay, so what we can use is native SSH, so where we can use the SSH connectivity, and there are more ways, so the one of the common ways which we can do is that, like we can also connect to the RDP if it is a Windows machine. Okay, so now you can go with the serial console. Okay, so this is one of the options, that can be connected from this, from this console itself, without going to the terminal and connecting it all this stuff. So we go to the serial console. Let's click on here the serial console. Okay, so as you can see here, so it will opening in a new window. It will be try to connect to your virtual machine. Okay, so you should be preparing in a fraction of seconds. Okay, so it's just trying to connect it now. Yeah, so it's already been connected, right? Because I've already given the username, password and everything in the last session. Okay, so if you can click on exit. Okay, so now I'm logging out, right? Like for example, I'm going to connect it again now. So if you can click on here, I go back to the connect. Okay, click on connect. Okay, so now it should be asking a username and password. Okay, so I'm going to click on connect, preparing the console connection to the cloud institution VM. Okay, it must be taking some time. All right, okay, so let it take some time. So meanwhile, what are we going to do is that, I'm going to open this VM in a new browser. Okay, so meanwhile, when that is connecting, I'm going to check what is the public IP address of this machine. Okay, so now let me go back. See, it's just asking for the cloud institution login. Now what's the username for this? What's the username for our VM? This is going to be cloud institution. Okay, and then the password which I've given is, okay, my own password. I'm going to give the password whatever I've been given. Okay, so login is incorrect is what it's telling. Now I'm going to give cloud institution and okay, so cloud institution and um, okay, so I've given the password for this one, right? So now I've been logged into this virtual machine through this serial console. Okay, now let's go back and see that, so let's copy this public IP addresses and we are going to connect in the second way. Okay, the second way is going to be we're going to connect this virtual machine through SSH. Okay, how are we going to connect it with SSH? So for now, I'm going to open that my virtual, the Visual Studio code, okay, where I was just showing the demo on Terraform. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give SSH. Okay, if you're connecting from Windows, like so you have to be, so you have to be using the putty. Okay, the putty sessions. Then you should be able to connect it with that one. Okay, so because I'm using Mac, so I'm using the SSH commands, SSH, and the username for that, the virtual machine is going to be cloud institution @ and then you have to paste the IP address of the machine whatever we have copied from the console. Okay, so if you can click on this one like this, okay, so it's asking me for the password. Okay, the password I'm going to give. Okay, so now I've been connected to this machine. Okay, so now otherwise what you can also do is that, so as simple as that, so you can just go exit, from this machine. What you can do is, instead of giving this username over here, you can just type, okay, you can just type SSH, the IP address. Okay, but it's going to be asking for the username whatever has been creating. Okay, so that's the reason why every time whenever you are just creating, just connecting this virtual machine, you have to be giving the username of this one. Okay, so otherwise it will be taking the your default system username. Okay, so I'm going to give the cloud institution @ IP address. Okay, so now you know that, right? So now you can also do like, so if you have created a root SSH, if you enabled SS root authentication for your machine, you can also connect to that root. Okay, but okay, I'm going to give that one too. Okay, so this is my password. I'm just going to give, right? So now now, okay, if you want to go back to the root user, what you have to do, you have to give sudo, okay, su. If you can give like this, and automatically will go to the root user whatever we have created it. Okay, so this is how we are going to be, so connecting to your virtual machines from the terminal as well as the serial console. Okay, so because I've created this virtual machine for the demo purpose, I'm going to delete this one. So we have to be making sure that, so how to create a virtual machine, and once you have done it, please make sure that you delete that virtual machine. Okay, and also what it's telling is that it's going to be deleting all the resources, whatever has been associated. Okay, so now I'm going to delete the network interfaces and all this stuff, right? Okay, so now as you can see here, I've deleted it, so it should not be accessible in a fraction of minutes. Okay, so hope you understand this, so this video, like, how to connect to the virtual machine. Okay, so this deleting. Okay, so if you have any questions, please reach out to us. I'm happy to help you, anything on any kind of questions related to virtual machines and how to connect it. Okay, thank you so much, and see you again in the next video.